Did you know that in Russia the name Max has suddenly become unpopular? According to the Moscow Civil Registry Office, ZAGS, the number of newborn boys named Max is sharply declining. In 2025, only 7 boys in Moscow received that name, 5 fewer than the previous year. In 2022, for example, the number was 21. Officials offer no explanation, but this statistical drop coincides with something else, an aggressive state campaign to force Russians to install the state-approved messenger called Max. Telegram and WhatsApp are increasingly restricted or blocked. Max is presented as the national alternative, effectively turning it into the only fully approved channel of communication. I'll give you a personal example. My mom is visiting me here in the United States. We cannot call my brother and his wife in Russia because they use only Max, and we don't. What's happening in Russia is not a single decree ordering every citizen to install Max. Instead, the authorities are building a system in which saying no becomes almost impossible. Here is how it works. First, Max is included in the list of Russian apps that must be pre-installed on all new smartphones and tablets sold in the country. It becomes the default. Officially, Max is described as a multifunctional service tied to electronic signatures, digital ID, government services, and potentially financial transactions. The law allows authorities and institutions to send messages to citizens via Max without separate consent if it concerns a contract or legal obligation. So if you need to sign documents electronically or receive official notifications, the easiest, sometimes the only supported option may be Max. Then comes education. The Ministry of Education has recommended that schools use only the national messenger for communication. In many schools, class chats are being moved from WhatsApp and Telegram to Max. Teachers tell parents there will be no alternative channels of communication. Parents report that homework assignments, schedule changes, and announcements are posted only in Max chats. Refuse to install the app and you simply stop receiving essential information about your child. Universities often go further. At Kuban State University in Krasnodar, students describe deans demanding installation of Max with threats of explanatory letters for those who refuse. At the Russian State University for the Humanities in Moscow, a deputy dean reportedly wrote that installing Max was a requirement of the rectorate, and dissenters were asked to submit written refusals. Public sector employees, civil servants, teachers, workers are being told to use Max as their official work messenger. The pattern is familiar. First, a recommendation, then mandatory migration of work chats, then lists of those who has installed the app and lists of those who hasn't, then reminders, then pressure. In some cases, refusal leads to threats of disciplinary consequences or career problems. Meanwhile, Max is being integrated deeper into the e-government ecosystem. The more contract signatures and applications are tied to this platform, the more it becomes the default tool for legally binding communication with the state. At the same time, foreign messengers, as I said before, are restricted. Officials openly say they want a national service fully controlled by Russian security agencies. Digital rights experts describe this as a 3-stage strategy: promotion and propaganda, making alternatives simply inconvenient or inaccessible, direct coercion at school, at university, at work. And then I remember another national replacement. After McDonald's left Russia, it was rebranded as Вкусная точка, tasty, and that's it. No choice, no debate. The name says everything. Russian McDonald's, tasty and no discussion. Russian messenger Max, convenient, period. In today's Russia, you are not asked whether you like something. You are simply informed that you do.